If hard work is the ultimate secret to wealth, why are the hardest workers usually the poorest? Think about the warehouse workers on 12-hour shifts, the line cooks sweating for minimum wage, the junior analysts sleeping under their desks. They are undeniably the hardest workers on the planet, yet 90% of them are living paycheck to paycheck. Meanwhile, the executives making tens of millions are spending their Tuesday afternoons on a golf course. Are they working physically harder? Absolutely not. Society feeds us a massive lie. Keep your head down, do the heavy lifting, and you will become wealthy. We call it the hustle. But the brutal truth is, blind hard work is actually a form of laziness. It is laziness of the mind. When you blindly grind away, you avoid doing the most difficult work of all, which is analyzing the system you are trapped in. Welcome to the diligence trap. Today, we are tearing down the illusion of hustle culture. I will show you exactly why trading your time for money is a mathematical death sentence, and give you the exact blueprint to escape the hamster wheel and build wealth like the top 1%. Let us get into it. To understand why hard workers stay poor, we have to look at the fundamental mathematical equation of how 99% of the world makes money. It is a concept called linear income. If you have a conventional job, whether you are flipping burgers at a fast food joint or doing high-end corporate consulting at a prestigious firm, your income is tied to a very rigid, unbreakable formula. Your income equals your hourly wage multiplied by the hours you work. This equation is the ultimate trap. It does not matter if you make $15 an hour or $500 an hour. You are fundamentally bound by the laws of physics and biology. There are only 24 hours in a day. You have to sleep for 8 of them. You have to eat, commute, and take care of your family, which means your earning potential has a hard mathematical ceiling. You cannot scale yourself. Let us look at a real-world example in the modern gig economy. Take an Uber driver. Let us call him John. John is incredibly driven and motivated. He studies the algorithms. He knows exactly when the surge pricing hits the downtown area, and he works 12-hour shifts 7 days a week. John feels like an entrepreneur. He tells his friends he is his own boss because he sets his own hours. But John is not an entrepreneur. He is simply a biological battery powering someone else's digital machine. The moment John gets sick, or his car breaks down, or he just wants to take a 1-week vacation with his kids, his income drops to zero instantly. Now, look at the founders of Uber and the early investors. They do not drive cars. They wrote a piece of software. That code runs on millions of smartphones simultaneously, operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in hundreds of countries globally. Every single time John, or any of the other millions of drivers, completes a ride, the system automatically extracts a percentage of that value. The founders are not trading their time for that money. They built an automated system that extracts value from the hard work of millions of people. When you operate in a linear income model, you are the product. Your time and energy are the raw fuel being burned to keep someone else's wealth machine running. And the harder you pedal, the faster their machine goes, while you just get older, more exhausted, and heavily taxed. Which brings us to the next trap: taxes and inflation. When you earn linear income as a W-2 employee, you are taxed before you even see the money. The government takes their 30 or 40% cut right off the top. Then, inflation silently eats away at the purchasing power of whatever you have left. You are playing a game rigged against you. So if the wealthy are not trading their time for money, how do they actually build vast fortunes? The secret comes down to one single powerful concept: leverage. Naval Ravikant, one of the most brilliant philosophers and investors in Silicon Valley, fundamentally redefined how we should look at class. He said we need to forget about rich versus poor, or white collar versus blue collar. The only divide that matters in the modern economy is leveraged versus unleveraged. Leverage simply means getting a massive output from a relatively small input. Naval breaks down wealth creation into 4 distinct types of leverage. The first is labor leverage. This is the oldest form of leverage. It means having other humans work for you. It is what the pharaohs used to build the pyramids and what modern CEOs use to build corporations. But labor is messy. Humans need managing, they complain, they demand raises, and they form unions. It is the hardest form of leverage to manage. The second is capital leverage. This means using money to make more money. It is the leverage of Warren Buffett and Wall Street. If you invest $10 million into an index fund, it makes you hundreds of thousands of dollars a year while you sleep. But the problem is, you need money to get this leverage. It requires permission and access. Now, we enter the modern era. The third and fourth types of leverage are where the magic happens for ordinary people today. The third is code or software. The fourth is media or content. These are revolutionary because they are permissionless levers. You do not need anyone's permission to write a piece of code, launch an AI workflow, start a YouTube channel, or publish a podcast. And the most beautiful part? They have zero marginal cost of reproduction. Let us break this down with another example. Meet Mike. Mike is the best landscaper in his entire state. His attention to detail is unmatched, his clients love him, and his schedule is booked solid for the next 6 months. Mike works 7 days a week, hauling heavy equipment, sweating in the sun, and cutting grass. He makes $100 grand a year, but his knees are failing and he has no free time. Mike is completely unleveraged. He is a prisoner to his own craftsmanship. Now, meet Sarah. Sarah does not know the first thing about landscaping. She cannot even start a lawnmower. But Sarah deeply understands leverage. She starts a landscaping business. She hires 5 guys just like Mike to do the physical labor. She buys the trucks using a small business loan, which is capital leverage. She implements a strict standard operating procedure so every lawn is cut the exact same way regardless of who does it. She uses an automated SaaS billing platform so she never has to chase invoices, which is software leverage. And she runs hyper-targeted local Facebook and Google ads to get new clients on autopilot, which is media leverage. Sarah is not cutting the grass, she is the architect of the system. Mike is focused entirely on the deliverable. Sarah is focused entirely on scale. This is the fundamental difference between earning with your physical time and earning with your mind. The wealthy do not do the hard labor. They build the machines, they build the systems, they write the code, they acquire the assets, and they let those systems do the heavy lifting while they sleep. You now understand the illusion of the diligence trap, and you know the secret weapon of the wealthy is permissionless leverage. So what is the actual escape plan? How does an ordinary person stuck in a cubicle or trapped in a gig economy job transition from being a worker bee to a system builder? Here is your exact step-by-step blueprint for the 2026 economy. Step 1, disconnect your input from your output. You must immediately stop looking for a promotion, a raise, or a new job that just pays a slightly higher hourly rate. All that does is upgrade the size of your cage. You need to start aggressively looking for asymmetric opportunities. Your new business mantra must become build once, sell twice. Or better yet, build once, sell 1,000,000 times. If you write an ebook, code a simple AI tool, or record a digital course, you put the effort in once, but the internet allows you to distribute it infinitely without any extra work. Step 2, embrace permissionless leverage today. We are living in an era where the barriers to entry have completely collapsed. You do not need a factory, you do not need a venture capitalist, and you do not need a degree from Harvard to build a product. Code and media are virtually free. Starting a YouTube channel requires a smartphone. Writing a niche newsletter costs nothing. Using AI tools to generate digital assets requires 0 coding skills. Stop waiting for someone to pick you. Pick yourself. You do not need a gatekeeper. You just need to start building your digital real estate immediately. Step 3, master the art of time arbitrage. I want you to strictly audit your week. You have roughly 40 hours outside of your mandatory day job and sleep. Stop wasting those precious hours on cheap dopamine, scrolling through social media, or watching Netflix. Take the repetitive, low-value tasks in your life and automate them using AI or outsource them to platforms like Fiverr for a few dollars. Take all the mental energy and time you save and pour it entirely into building your leverage. Listen to me very carefully. Being lazy will guarantee that you stay poor. But being blindly diligent without a strategy, Grinding away in someone else's system will guarantee that you die exhausted and full of regrets. Stop mistaking motion for progress. Stop letting the corporate machine exploit your excellent work ethic. It is time to step off the hamster wheel and start building your own wealth machine. So I have to ask you, are you currently working yourself to death for someone else's system, or are you finally building your own? Let me know your current profession in the comments down below, and let us brainstorm together how to add massive leverage to your life. If you are finally ready to escape the matrix, stop trading time for money, and build real generational wealth, hit that subscribe button right now. In the next video, I will show you exactly step by step how to build your very first automated digital asset from scratch with zero capital. I will see you in the next one.